Hello everybody and welcome to episode number 77. Minnows to Kings back here in San Marino with S.S. Cosmos, where we've reached the end of the season. We've got our end of season review. You can see there we did the League and Cup double again. So we're going to go through the end of season review, have a look over a few things, and get, season 10 underway. We've made it to 10 seasons so far. It has been quite a short season in terms of episodes, partly due to the fact that we went out of Europe quite early, which is disappointing, but it does mean that it sort of speeds the process up a bit. We need to start getting to those latter stages of the Champions League for a little bit of drama. But anyway, the new arrivals, the signing of the season was Gasso Traore, apparently. He played a total of 23 games, 7 goals, 21 assists from his centre midfield role. Came in for £450,000 from Grenoble. Luis Alberto Revolta also came in from Compostela for £230,000, 29 appearances with 27 goals from the centre of midfield and 18 assists. In terms of the loans, Michele Rossi from Lazio made a total of 15 appearances, bagged 12 goals from centre half, which is pretty decent. Bono similarly 9 goals, but in 45 games. Matthias Indo was another good signing from Brazil. 20 appearances with 4 goals and 11 assists. Jimmy Reed, the man who cost us an absolute fortune, only made 14 appearances. He did manage to get 11 assists in those 14 games though. And then finally, Andrea Esposito, another centre-half, played a total of 43 games for us. The board are quite pleased about him. In terms of the transfers out, we lost Reece Fry to Sunderland, who has gone on to make 4 appearances for them. Are they actually in the Championship? He made 1 in the Championship and 1 as a substitute and kept 2 clean sheets. So that's pretty decent for Reece there. He also played in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. It's changed back. Alan, of course, left after his loan expired at the end of last season. We then signed him permanently. We have now actually sold him to ALA back in Brazil, or ALA. I don't know what the full name of that team is, but he's gone back to Brazil now. Sandro Nemes, Mariotti, a couple of the San Marino youngsters. Alex Garrido he's now at Getafe B. He's played 3 games for them. Going to that, John Ramirez. Quite disappointed with John, to be honest. I thought he was going to be a decent centre-half for us. Callum Sesse has also gone. He's gone back to England, to Peterborough. And then again, 3 of the youth team, basically. In terms of loans out, Nicholas Hedegaard has gone out on loan to Silkeborg. His Hedegaard is actually, his contract is actually expiring at the end of the season. And I don't think I'm going to be renewing it. Unfortunately for Nicholas, he's been here since he was a young man. And he's only played 59 games for us. You can see here the last couple of seasons he's been very, very much a bit part player for us. In terms of the season results though, again we finished champions with a massive goal difference of 180. We'll have a look at the league table afterwards. But yeah, first place, maximum attendance. We have played our last game at the Serra Valley B Stadium. It was a 6-0 win against Libertas. That was the last ever game at that stadium. We are due to move into our new one very, very soon. Nikola Kudryk was the top scorer in that competition with 35 goals. In terms of the Champions League, we did very well to get there again. Picked up an excellent win against Liverpool and a draw to Benfica, but disappointing to lose this one here to Benfica, and the Bayern Munich games were just absolutely awful. But we got to the group stage again, which is progress. In terms of the San Marino Cup, again, comfortable winners of this competition. Kudryk picked up 10 goals in that. He's our top scorer in every competition. In terms of the moments to remember, the biggest win was a 12-0 derby win against Juventus Dagana even. Kudryk bagged himself 5 goals in that game. Fisher got a few. Incidentally, Fisher scored a lot of goals, considering he is a left back. He's played 35 games, scored 33 goals, 23 assists. He's been fantastic again for us. In San Marino, in terms of Europe though, only a 6.5, which is poor, but he's played a total of 75 games for us and scored 74 goals. And when you consider he's a wing back, that's very, very good. The moments to remember was the 3-0 win against Ferencváros. A goal of the season came from the other wing back, Chappelle. A lovely goal from the Gellaverde right wing back. He scores a well struck volley from 22 yards out. Financially, not too bad. We are starting to lose a little bit of money. The maintenance costs on the training facilities and the youth facilities, etc., are starting to add up. So getting to the Champions League every season is now vital for us. Sponsorship was up from last season. We're down a lot in broadcast revenue. Corporate and hospitality is down as well. Competition prize money, 4 million less than last season, which is not ideal, but that's possibly an extra win that we picked up. Merchandise sales has been pretty decent. 29.6k. Tanor selling the most shirts, followed by Revolta, and then Nicolo Kudrig. So the team of the season then is Agbula with Savelli, Rossi and Bono. I would maybe swap Rossi for Esposito. But the two wing-backs, Fisher and Chappelle. Revolta, Ottaviani, who's done very, very well for us. 15 goals and 16 assists this season, and he is still improving. He's got 49 caps now for San Marino. And then Gasso, Traore with Kudrik and Tanner as the two up front. In terms of the accolades, we've got a few record breakers again. Fans player of the season was Kudrik. Young player was Revolta. Sign of the season, as we've discussed, was Traore. As with the goal of the season was Chappelle. Top scorer in all competitions, 53 for Nicolo Kudrik. He also picked up the most assists with 28. And the most player of the match awards as well with 14. Highest average rating was Revolta with 8.4. And then most passes completed, Jean-Claude Bono. Most player of the match awards in the season is a new record now for 14. Tomasoni has now made 172 league appearances for us. But Nicolo Kudrik has stolen his record of the most goals scored in the league. He's now on 103 in 76 appearances in San Marino, which is absolutely fantastic. Tomasoni, incidentally, he's not really improving anymore. He's only got the 2 caps for San Marino, but we kind of have to keep him around, unfortunately. So again, history in the making. So that's the end of season review, guys. The class of 5 years ago. Let's have a quick look at this. Tyler Evans still kicking about. He's still in France. He's at Le Mans now. He moved on a free from Red Star. Nicholas Hedegaard Fontana, of course, was here quite some time ago now. Well, 5 years ago. He has joined Carpi in Italy, still playing in Serie C, playing a lot of football. Alex Bran, the young Romanian, has actually retired at the age of 28. We've then got Caradonna, who is still plying his trade in San Marino for Trey Penny. Tenazzi retired. Kupmazis is still here. Christian Orselli has now retired at the age of 27 as well. Kevin Rossi still going strong at Lavico. Look how poor some of these players are, but these were the best in the league when they were with us. Catronella is still at he's at Azignano. That's not where that is where he went to with us. Down in Serie C. Davide Di Cristavaro is at Siracusa. Again, not even in the Serie C. They actually got relegated his first season there. Reynaldo, the goalkeeper, has retired at the age of 29. Luca Brizzi still kicking about with us. Adam Weir was a very good player for us. Didn't stay around long enough really, but he's still at Airdrie, which is where he went after he left us. He's done okay there for Airdrie. And then we're into some of the San Marino players. Etienne Ravelli, the Swiss right fullback, is at Zurich, so he's back in Switzerland. And then Boubacar Diarra is now at... he's back in Mali, I believe. Yes, back in Mali. So that's the class from 5 years ago. Anything else? Club Vision, we're always going to get rid of this. Yeah, that's fine. They want it this time. I'm not going to be able to get rid of it, am I? Right, we're stuck with set pieces now this time around. We'll send the team off on their holidays as well. We're going to do it again next season for the title. After a good show, I'll be into the Champions Cup proper next season. We'll just go with good account of ourselves. We don't want to annoy them. So they're off on their summer holidays. New season, we've got a lot of signings possibly to make. I've not had the budgets come through yet, I don't think. Overall best 11. Oh, this is a little spoiler. I've been playing around with some kits. I have watched a video by Second Yellow Card, who is an excellent YouTuber, and he has got a kit basher tutorial, which hopefully I'll be able to link for you guys. I've actually asked him permission to link that video. I'm just waiting to hear a response, but we've got some new kits. We're not the only ones either. The entire league have. So this is our new randomly generated kit in the kit basher thing. It looks very, very good. We'll click through the leagues and we can see Domignano. I've got 3 new kits. Faetano, although in terms of kit clashing, it's not really any different, is it? But they're randomly generated. Fiorentino looks very nice. We've also got Folgore, again, looks very, very nice. It's an excellent little application. Juventus Dogano, La Fiorita, again, kit clashing, but they do have a 3rd kit there, so that's fine. Libertas, got a very nice kit again. Murata, we've got Penarosa, San Giovanni, Tre Fiore, Tre Penny. That's really nice, that one. Virtus Aquaviva, again, some very nice kits. Kai Lungo, and then it's back round to us, I believe it is. I also have to figure out what to do with this, because we do actually move into our new stadium very, very soon. In terms of the squad, overall, most appearances was Agbule. He made 48, which was a lot. I tried to give the sub-goalkeeper, Gutbauer, a couple of appearances. Incidentally, his contract is also expiring at the end of the season, so we do need to find ourselves a backup goalkeeper. Goals-wise, Kudryk 53, Tano with 40, Bjorn Fischer from left wing-back, absolutely fantastic to get 33, Revolta from centre-mid, 27. The goals nice and spread out across the team, though. In terms of assists, it was Kudryk as well, with Chappelle getting in there in 24, Fischer 23, Traore 21. Again, a lot of assists, but we did score a lot of goals. This season, if we can just get the league table up, we scored a total of 182 goals. We nearly got our dream of the not conceding a goal in the season, and it was one match. It was Domignano put 2 past us in one match. That was the only game that we conceded in, so that's a new record for us in its own. Yeah, I'm going to figure out what to do with the stadium. I want to see what picture it generates for us. I might have to look into maybe creating my own, but I'm not good at stuff like that. We haven't got any transfers lined up, I don't think. Maybe we're looking to bring in Thomas Six, who is a French midfielder. He's one from the scouting list. If you just have a look at his potential here, it's a bit of a punt because we can't see all of his attributes yet, but he is on a free transfer. We have actually signed another couple since you were last with us as well. It was a couple of Brazilians. We brought in Luis Eduardo, who was a goalkeeper, potential to be the backup goalkeeper here. We brought him in on a free. Room to improve again. It's another one off my scouting list. And we also brought in Elinaldo, a striker, again fairly decent. Another one who was £300,000, so potentially a bit of profit in there. 18 years old. He is currently sat in the under-20 squad where he's played 11 games, scored 12 goals, so he's done okay there. So I've got a busy summer of transfers to look through. Incidentally, that list of scouting is now down to 376 players, so we're weeding out the ones that we don't want. It's taken its time, but that's to be expected. I haven't added any new ones to it, but this is the sort of thing that they're looking for. Somebody 17 years old with 5-star potential, not going to cost us too much money. It could be, it's the future for the club basically. Obviously we need players here and now, which I am also working on, but I need to think about age-wise, getting homegrown players in as well, because we're going to lose Hedegaard this season. I may extend Fischer again if I can. He is about to become homegrown. He's been on loan with us that long, but again, this kind of thing, 17 years old, in that sort of price region, with the attributes that we can see, he looks pretty decent. And he's got 5-star potential. That's the kind of scouting that I'm doing. So as a club, we are getting there financially. As I said, we are slowly running out of money. Part of the Jimmy Reed deal was that if we won the cup, Norwich got some money off us, so that's where that's gone. It was quite a lot of money as well. So we need to see what the budget's going to be for next season. It's probably going to be quite low, owing to the fact that we've got no money, which is why we need to get into the Champions League again next season. I have also upgraded the youth recruitment again. It's now superb. The youth facilities have finished upgrading. So we exceptional youth recruitment, excellent academy coaching. The youth facilities are still average, but we do have state-of-the-art training facilities, and we are very close to moving into our 4,700-seater stadium. This just needs to grow. It probably is growing behind the scenes in terms of a number. It's a number from 1 to 10,000, basically. We probably started off somewhere very, very low with our half star, but we've got it up to 2 stars. But behind the scenes, that number has probably grown, just not to the point where it's 2.5 stars yet. Which would put us around 2.5 stars. Must be about 5,000 reputation, because it's halfway between the two. So yeah, I'm going to click forward. I'm going to show you the efficients quickly. Nation club coefficients, San Marino are due to go up. In fact, you know what? We'll go over those when they do increase at the start of next season. So I'm going to click forward, and I'll catch up with you guys in a minute. Hello guys and welcome back. For the second half of the episode, I decided to skip ahead to the start of the next season for the second part of the episode rather than come back. We're trying to keep the seasons as short as possible at the minute while we're still finding our feet in the Champions League. So I've skipped ahead. I've done all the qualification for Europe. We have made it to the group stage again. You can notice that I've actually changed the skin again. I find this one much, much better. I have a lot more information, and it just looks a lot cleaner. The kits are nice and big on the club info screen. You can see just how nice our kits are here. I also found a picture for the stadium. It's just a random picture from a Google search. I tried to get yellow and green. It looks bigger than our stadium actually is, but obviously we've got the room to expand our stadium, which is great. As far as things good to go over from the end of last season, obviously, in terms of coefficients, rankings, things like that. In terms of the coefficients, San Marino are up to 25th now. We earned a total of 3.625 last season in the nation coefficients. Not our best season, but again, we've already improved that a little bit this season. We would like to keep improving that as well. In terms of club coefficients, we are now ranked 42nd. Again, we bagged that 7 last season. We've already added 4 to that this season, but we are improving the coefficients nicely. Nice, Feyenoord, Napoli, we're around about that area now. Qualification places, we're still 25th. We're still exactly the same, but we are growing that. I'm still confused as to what happens in 21st place. It looks like they don't get any Champions League spots and just qualifying one spot in the Conference League. So potentially, if we get to 21st in the next couple of seasons, we'll find out what happens. We might skip over it, but we are still behind nations like Cyprus, etc. If we have a look at the league, we are now up to the 96th best league in the world. So we did have an improvement again over the summer, which is fantastic, from 104th to 96th. So we are still improving the league, which is absolutely awesome. We've also made some transfers. There's been a few players go. There's been a few players come in. In terms of the outs, did we lose anybody at the end of last season? No, Paulo Vinicius was very much a fringe player. I don't think we brought anybody in either. We did not. But in terms of the out this season, we've had a few players leave on free transfers as well. We've had released players. Let's have a look. Ray Campbell and Nicholas Hedegaard have both left. Nicholas has found himself a new club in Denmark, which is fantastic. Ray Campbell has also found himself a new club in Bromley in the UK. Which again is absolutely fantastic. But in terms of the outs, Matthias Indo was the most recent one. He has gone back to Brazil. We got a little bit of money for him. Not fantastic, but he's starting to age a little bit. He was asking to leave as well. Jura, again, never actually played for us, but he's gone to POR back in Brazil again. Same with Cassio, he's gone back to Brazil. And Lucas Goodbauer, the reserve goalkeeper, has also left the club for a free transfer. He's now in the UAE playing. But in terms of the players who've come in, we'll start in order. The first player through the door was Davide Bossiccio. He's on loan from Lazio, a centre-half. He's got some very good attributes for a centre-half, and you can see here he is improving. The 18-year-old lacks consistency, but that's something that can be worked on. Gustavo Cipriano is a Brazilian centre-half who we actually managed to pick up for £2 million. Again, another decent centre-half. Played in Brazil. Started off the save file at Lazio. But again, very, very good. Next in was Marco Selva on a free transfer, fulfilling the quota for the San Marino players in terms of a striker. Compared to Massimo Tomasoni, you can see he's just a much better player. Tomasoni's starting to get a little bit, I'd say, long in the tooth now, and I am trying to loan him out. The next player in was Helder Sá, a Portuguese left wing back. He is now a permanent transfer at left wing back. It cost us £375,000, potential to be £400,000, but again, very, very good. If we compare him to Bjorn Fischer, who, by the way, is still here, we did extend his loan again, but you can see that Helder Sá is the better player. Jorge Rodriguez was brought in on loan from Argentinos Juniors. Again, a central midfield player, more sort of one from the future, for the future possibly, if we can pick him up for cheap at the end of his loan. Maybe. Does lack consistency, but he's got, again, some good technical abilities and physical abilities in that centre midfield position. Finally, it was Ginés Romero, again a central midfielder. This was the replacement for Matthias Indo, brought in on a free. The young Andorran, again, got some very, very good attributes. We are still struggling to attract any players. We're still at the 2-star reputation, but in terms of actual club reputations, we are, we're getting that. This is quite a long list, so I'm not going to scroll down, find us, but we're not that far from the top. In fact, we're into the 2 stars already. But these are the 2-star sort of clubs that we're looking at. We're talking like Icelandic, Italian Serie C clubs. So for us to be consistently in the Champions League with the type of players that we have got, it's fantastic. Wage-wise, we're spending over the wage budget. We've got 19 million in the bank, and you can see that the estimated value of the club, for some reason, is dipped to 18.7 million. That might be a skin thing. It might be different on the other skin. That might be the value of the playing squad, maybe. We also extended the loan of Jean-Claude Bono. Again, he's a very, very good centre-half, and I'm very keen to keep him here. Maybe permanently. He's very expensive, though. Very expensive, and he's too old to claim the eligibility for homegrown, but he's a very, very good player. In terms of how the season's gone so far, though, in terms of qualifying, we took on KF Laci of Albania in the first leg. It was an 8-0 aggregate win. Struggled a little bit away from home, but then the very first game at the Cosmos Stadium was a nice 7-0 win. We then took on Riga of Latvia. Again, 4-1 aggregate win. Disappointing home game, but we went away and we had a very nice result there. Maribor was next of Slovenia. A nice 4-1 win at home. Again, but a disappointing 0-0 draw away from home. And then finally in the playoff, it was Dynamo Kiev. For some reason, we played our home game at the San Marino Stadium in this one. It may be an attendance thing. I'm not entirely sure. But either way, we picked up a 2-0 win. And then we went to Kiev and we picked up the 1-0 win there. So we are back today for the draw to end today's episode. And then going into season 10 now, I believe. Season 10. We will start off the Champions League draw. In terms of the coefficients, we are still in the fourth seed. Hold on, let me just stop that a minute. We are still in the fourth seeds. We're only just, though, Hajduk just ahead of us. We're getting closer to that third seed. Anyway, let's continue the draw. Hope that we come out in a fairly decent group this time. Last season we had the group of death with Bayern and Liverpool, and of course Benfica as well. I prefer something a little bit more favourable, just so we can actually make a little bit of progress in terms of Europe and reputation and stuff like that. Incidentally, I have asked the board to expand the stadium already, partly because of the UEFA European rules for stadiums. I'd like us to play all of our home games at our stadium, and I'm interested to see just what attendances are like in the league as well for the stadium. But we're getting close to the end of the third seeds now, so we're getting to the point where we are going to come out, and there's no easy groups here, is there? Anyway, Benfica are drawn with Barcelona. Then we've got Rosenborg in Group B, Fenerbahce Group C, Anderlecht Group D. We nearly got Bayern and Liverpool again. We're going to be in the Man City group. Last one out the hat. So we've got Man City, Monaco and Atletico Madrid, which is absolutely awesome. Declan Rice still at Man City as their key player, 31-year-old now. Liverpool, Vinicius Jr., we know all about him. We played against him last season. And then, oh no, not Vinicius, sorry, it scrolled back up. We're not in there with Liverpool, are we? AS Monaco, I've got Arsene Zakaran. It looks very, very good. Formerly of Dynamo Moscow. He played for Man United in this save file. And then finally, Atletico Madrid. Nern Perez as the key player at centre-half. Formerly of Granada, Udinese. Was originally... Oh, no, he's Atletico Madrid player, but he's been out on loan a few times. So that's the draw that we've got. It's not ideal, is it? Not ideal. But then again, I don't think there was anything here that would have been ideal. Maybe this one could have taken on Hertha Berlin and Copenhagen, giving ourselves a chance. But we're going to be trying to aim for that third spot again. Now it's going to be very, very difficult in terms of that. But that's going to be the end of the episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching Season 9 at the beginning of Season 10. We, of course, will be back in the next episode for the start of Season 10 proper. I'm just going to click forward, let the games schedule. Cosmos handed tough group, as always. But the initial game is going to be Atletico Madrid. That is going to be our first game. So it's a Madrid-Monaco double-header. Then we've then got Man City 2 games in a row, and then finish off with Monaco and Atletico Madrid again. Say that we're playing at the San Marino Stadium for these, and it must be something to do with the rules. If we have a look at the rules in terms of stadiums, the minimum capacity is 8,000. Now we're at 4,705, but the San Marino Stadium is only 5,500. So it must be a case of we have to play in the largest capacity possible stadium that we can. So I'm hoping to expand the stadium. I'd like us to play our home European games at our own stadium. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you do like what you've seen, as always, please hit that like button. Any comments, feedback, greatly appreciated. And I'll catch you all next time. I don't really